All right, and here we are at Lowe's again today. The weather has been pretty windy today, like 20-mile-an-hour gusts that have just been blowing all over the place, so they both seem a little off today. So as you can tell by her body language, it's pretty skittish behavior. So we're outside. She's met a lot of these employees before, but at one point we had to chicken feed her. Here she is with another one. And again, like I said, we are outside. There's a bunch of wind blowing through the area with lots of flapping noises, lots of stimulation from the sounds alone. So we are just taking it as it comes, rewarding her check-ins, rewarding the engagement and the bravery, and like I said, doing a lot of chicken feeding because I want her to understand that this background noise is just background noise. Even if it is overstimulating, I want her to still try to work through it. We did come inside and sort of settle down, do a couple downstay work, some basic obedience. It was also busy in the store today, so we had our own distractions inside to keep us busy. Here we have Andrea, who we've seen multiple times throughout the weeks. And as I said, she's a little off today. Normally, Andrea wouldn't make her skitter away like that, but like I said, weather really does factor into how they behave and how they can do for training. So I wasn't frustrated with these guys while this was happening. It was sort of frustrating in my own mental state seeing this, but as we all know, progress is not linear. Same thing goes with training. They have their ups and downs. So we just took our time and we did the best that we could do with what they were offering. So here we are meeting more employees. Again, all of the employees that we're meeting, we've seen at least 3 times in this past week alone. So just trying to work her through this skittish behavior and trying to help her overcome that. So like I said, a lot of chicken feeding, trying to get her to be brave and go say hi. Because she does know these people enough to take food from them and to sniff them more than what she's offering in this current video. But as I mentioned, it is frustrating and disheartening to see them sort of have this what looks like regression, and it's not. It's just them being fearful of weather, and that is trigger stacking on top of everything else that we are doing in this store, the sounds, the people, the carts, everything. So it's all compounding to just make it one really tough training session today. So as I said, we're not taking it out on them. We are just being patient and riding through with them. This is a different flat cart, so this one has more of a seesaw, teeter-totter effect, and it is noisy, so she will move over, get spooked, but I'm going to come right back and put more food on there. I am holding it steady so that she doesn't make it fall as hard, but it still moves enough for her to get spooked. So we're just continuing to work with her on that, and especially today because it was so spooky. I wanted her to succeed at one thing today, and this was it, because this is one of her favorite exercises. And we're on to Luca now. Here he is barking. He's barking at the same employees that we first met with Luca. They are by a heavy machine though. So one of them has a pair of flags, and the other is on the machine itself. So he's barking a little bit at both. Also their hoods are up. So like I said, compound triggers are, so we have compound stacking triggers. So that would lead to him blowing up. But then we get here and we check them out, and I had them sort of ignore him when we first showed up, and then I eventually started having them come down and work with him, and to his credit, he did a lot better, and we were able to move on. Again, we came back in and we were doing a calming sort of, okay, we're getting inside, so we're going to calm down from all of the wind and everything that was distracting us outside, and we're going to work on our inside manners now. So here I am, just asking for engagement, asking for the odd sit, the odd down, asking for just overall engagement. And he is giving it to me despite how all over the place he is, how nervous he is, because there are people coming and going, and he is trying his best to stay with me and not be consumed by that anxiety. And here we are, we have our friend Kate, who we've seen multiple times. And he is even spooked by her, and she's just sitting here. So like I said, they're both feeling off today, and I'm not really correcting them, just trying to keep him with me, and just having him work with us here. He is still taking food, so that is a good sign, but as you can see, he's very nervous by his body language, but he is checking in with me, he is trying to be engaging. And that is heartening for me to see. It makes me feel better about this, even though he was very worried. We had a lady here who was speaking to him, and he did not bark, which I was impressed with, considering we were barking before we came in the store. So I was impressed with him. But he was feeling pretty overstimulated over there, so we decided to just start walking away and into a different aisle. Just trying to give him some decompression time to sort of collect his thoughts. And there's a big yawn saying that he was very stressed out. He's going to shake it off in a moment right there, which I was happy to see. I'm going to reward that, and then I'm just going to give him some pets.